Successful long-term investing requires strict money management combined with appropriate risk-taking. Money management for iPhone helps investors to determine when to buy or sell a stock, at what price and number of shares, based on their historical trading success and risk tolerance. To use the application, first we need to go and set up the risk capital. In this case, if the win-loss was 65%, which means that 65% of the time my trading was successful versus 35% not successful, that calculates that I need to have a minimum reward to risk 0.55 to 1. What this means is for my trades to break even, I need to follow this reward to risk. And this is the key to how we select and manage our risk. Then we enter our risk capital. Let's say we enter $100,000. Next, we need to determine, based on our risk tolerance, is what percentage we're willing to lose at one time. Normally, this is between 2 and 3%. So let's say 3%. This calculates for us that we have a risk capital of $3,000. Time losing in a row, let's say if I lose 5 times in a row, I would still be confident that I can proceed successfully. This gives me the maximum drawdown of $15,000. The most important number here is the risk capital, in addition, the reward to risk. Now, let's see how we do this by trading some real stocks. If we want to add, let's say, Yahoo to our portfolio, we search for the stock, we find it, and we get to the Yahoo details. All of this data is retrieved from the Yahoo Financial Services. What we get here is that the current price is $14.65. The 1-year target price is 1802, and that is the 1-year target set by the analyst. The 1-year low or 52 weeks low in this case was $12.45. If we keep these default values, we calculate that the reward in this case is $3.37 per share and the risk is $2.20, which gives us 1.53 to 1. And that's why it is in green, because it is within our risk tolerance. Then we can add how many shares we want to buy. So here, if we want to buy too many shares, which exceeds our risk capital, although this is a good buy, the number of shares goes in red. So since our risk capital is only $3,000, we need to buy less shares. Let's add 100 shares to the portfolio. We go back, now we can see the shares, we can go back to the portfolio, and we can go back to the dashboard. Let's add another stock. Now let's add Yelp. Yelp at this point is actually in the red zone because the reward to risk ratio is actually less than our comfortable zone. So we are not going to add Yelp. Now let's examine what the dashboard does. The dashboard gives you at your fingertips at any point your current portfolio value, the gain that you're expecting, and the loss that you're willing to take. In this case, we are in the game to make $337, but we're also willing to lose $220. The reward to risk is in green because it's within our range of 1.53 to 1. If we go and look at the stock now, at our portfolio screen, we see that Yahoo is currently at $14.65. We need to sell this stock if it gets to the 1802, which is our target, but also we need to sell that stock if it goes at $12.45 or below. We can go and examine some of the details such as ask, bid, change, etc. We can even look at Yahoo specific news such as news from the RSS feed from Yahoo. This gives us the full picture of what is going on with this stock. We can even go to the extended Yahoo website and see some of the charting, the 5 days, the 1 year targets. The next feature I want to show is something called Suggest. When your reward to risk ratio is low, it's very difficult, as you saw with the Yelp example, to find stocks that fit within your reward to risk. Suggest feature goes against all of the Nasdaq stocks currently, split by sectors, and it searches for stocks that fit within your reward to risk ratio. Let's say finance. Right now it goes and takes all of the stocks on Nasdaq in finance and checks if they fit within your reward to risk ratio. All of these picks actually are doing better than your reward to risk ratio. So they're good candidates. You select this and you see that yes, indeed, the reward to risk is at 284 and it's green. So let's save this. Let's find another one. We can find another one, let's say here. This is even better at 365, so let's save this one. As you're building your portfolio, you're basically also managing your risk, and you are making sure that you're staying within your risk capital. Let's examine another industry. Let's go in healthcare. Now in healthcare, are there any stocks that fit our reward to risk? Yes. This one is actually a pretty good pick, 35-1. So maybe we'll buy 50 shares. And I want to stress here, when I say buy, we're adding these shares to the portfolio. The money management application is not a trading platform. Before you trade, you should consult with your professional advisor. What this application is doing, it gives you ability to manage your money and your risk. Financial news from BBC are available here, and more news sources are coming shortly. You can look at the overall financial news. You can even read them in a browser and be on top of what is going on around the world in the financial sector. We also provide a very extensive help. All of the features that I showed are explained by examples and screenshots. We have a contact us where you can send us a note with a question or any issues that you might have with the application. It's as simple as that. We would like to hear from you and we would respond as soon as possible. Let's go back now to the portfolio. We added few more stocks. You can see them that they keep being added to the portfolio. Again, you can go and see the details for them. You can see the news for that stock, etc. Now the dashboard would be updated. Now your current portfolio increased because we added more stocks. Your gain and your loss also changed. With time passes, you would see that these values are going to change as the 1-year target and the 52 weeks low for these stocks start to change. You would see daily how much your current portfolio changed. You would see if your gain actually increased or decreased. You would see if your loss increased or increased, and how well you're doing with your risk. Let's go back and just show you if I am a really poor trader, means that in 9 cases I actually don't trade well. That puts me into a very difficult situation that I need to find stocks that actually have a huge reward compared to the risk. If I go now to my portfolio, I'm already in the red because the reward to risk doesn't fit into my profile anymore. So for me it would be very difficult to find a stock. Let's say I go and I say Microsoft. Microsoft is in red. So as you can imagine, finding 9-1 will be very difficult. Again, suggest can help us. Let's see if we can find something in energy. Yes, we found 4 stocks that actually have reward to risk of 25+1. The suggest feature is very powerful. Again, these are values based on analyst projections, so you should consult with your financial advisor before you make any purchases. Now you can see that the portfolio changed. I hope this was helpful. We're going to post more videos, and please contact us through email. The money management application is available on the App Store